This week, we take a look at part 2 of our fall 2014 television preview here on the Robotic Movie Project. Okay, let's take a look at ABC. Okay, first up is Selfie. Karen Gillan is obsessed with social media, and John Cho is going to help her connect better with real people after she realizes she has no real-world friends. This is a good idea. We're all obsessed with social media, and we're all losing the ability to actually connect and interact with people on a daily basis. But I'm not sure how this is going to play with a network audience. I do like Karen Gillan from Doctor Who, giggity, and I like John Cho as Mr. Sue in the last couple Star Trek movies. The Overunder, half a season. Chance of renewal. Next up, we have Manhattan Love Story. An unfiltered look at what men and women think of each other through lots of inner self dialogue. Seems like a good idea, but I think it would quickly wear thin. I'm not digging this. Give it about 8 episodes. Up next is something called Forever. Dr. Henry Morgan is a New York City medical examiner who just doesn't solve crimes, but he's trying to track down why he's immortal. And he has a female New York City police detective who's hot on his tail trying to uncover his secret. This looks interesting. It's a new twist on the whole doctors and cops thing, and it stars the guy who was in Fantastic Four who played Reed Richards. No hard feelings about that one, okay? I'm on the fence about this one. It looks like it will get better, but I'm not sure. Give this one a full season. Next, we have Blackish. A successful black man tries to get back in touch with his black roots. Okay, the more I watched this preview, the more I liked it. It deconstructs stereotypes and presents them in a funny way. The over-under on this one? Full season. How to get away with murder. Law students get recruited into a firm and try to get their client off by any means necessary. I really didn't like this one. I'm sick of lawyers, cops, and doctors, and I'm not really going to appreciate this. But I can see how it could find an audience. And I'm sure a lot of viewers will be drawn into it because of Viola Davis's name alone. The over-under? 12 episodes, chance at renewal for the full season. Finally, for ABC's fall 2014 premieres, we have Cristela. A law student is about to land an internship, and her Mexican family thinks her pursuit of success is a little too ambitious. Maybe this will get better, but the fact it's on Fridays doesn't bode well. But I have the feeling that this will fly under the radar long enough to gain a loyal audience, and it has Gabriel Iglesias. ABC will try to make this one work on Friday night. The over-under? Full season. Alright, that now brings us to Fox. First up for Fox is Gotham. I've talked about this one before. A Batman series with younger, hipster versions of famous villains and without the one compelling thing that will make people stay with the series. And that one thing is Batman. I'm not sure how interesting a series about Detective Gordon is going to be, but Fox will try to make this one work, and DC fans will watch it because it's dark and gritty. The over-under? Full season. Up next is Gracepoint. This is the U.S. adaptation of the BBC series Broadchurch, where a young boy in a seemingly idyllic town is murdered, and everyone is a suspect. The deeper the investigation goes, the less ideal the town seems. If you haven't watched the BBC series Broadchurch, then you really need to. It's outstanding. I'm not sure how the U.S. version will pan out, especially considering it's on Fox, but David Tennant is reprising his role as the detective. In any event, this is only slated for a 10-episode run. But I would recommend you watch the original.
And the ruling on the field stands.
Mulaney, an aspiring stand-up comedian, gets a job as a writer with a former stand-up comedian turned game show host and his 2 roommates. And that's where the concept ends. I don't even want to talk about this one, it's so horrible. The over-under? Dead on arrival. And that brings us to Red Band Society. A group of young tweeners in a hospital, all with a variety of ailments, become unlikely friends, with the story being told from the perspective of a boy in a coma. Imagine if House focused on the patients and not a narcissistic doctor. I am so worn out on medical dramas, but this is an interesting twist on the theme. I have the feeling that this will catch on with an audience. The over-under? Full season. As for the CW, they have 2 big shows coming this fall. The Flash, which will get enough spillover from Arrow to do well enough, and Jane the Virgin, about a girl who's accidentally impregnated and then has to deal with being pregnant, which is a unique enough idea to get a full season. iZombie and The Messengers are coming later in January. But hey, it's the CW, so who's watching, okay? That wraps up our fall 2014 television preview. We'll do this again in January when the mid-season premieres are upon us. That's it for now. See you next time.